good afternoon to everybody. Today, in this class, we are going to discuss one of the most important chapter of your syllabus for the secondary student, that is business environment. So, this is the chapter that we are going to discuss today. This is unit number 3, part A for the students of HS second year business studies. So, what is business environment? As you all know, that the business always need to have some platform, need to have some you say surrounding to execute the policies of business effectively. Business always need some sort of you can say an ecosystem which will help the business to grow, and that is known as one business environment. Without a proper environment, it is very difficult to execute any business activities. So in this chapter, we are going to understand what is the importance of business environment and why business environment is considered to be vital for the survival of any organization in the modern world. So there are various points are mentioned here, but some of the important points are going to be highlighted out of these various points. Number one, identify opportunities and create first mover advantage. So if you have the idea of the environment where you are wants to start your business, then it is very much easy for you to implement policies, or you can say take steps, or implement any idea which will be very much useful for the successful you can say prolonging the life of the business unit. Business unit is basically depends significantly on the proper planning, and along with the proper planning, proper forecasting. And if you have the good idea about the environment of where the business is going to be executed, then that idea is really useful for preparing plans, and hence which will contribute directly for the survival of any business unit. So that's why the understanding of the business environment is crucial, vital for the successful execution of any plans for a business unit. So that is the point number one. Number two, helps to identify threats and early warning signals. Means if you have the idea of the environment, then you can able to understand what kind of challenges you may face in the near future, and as far as those, you may take some measures so that you can overcome those challenges, which is also very important for the survival of any organization. So survival of an organization is depends on how you can project your threats, and this projection of the threat is only possible when you have analyzed the environment where you are actually executing your business. This is point number two. Number three is helpful in tapping and assembling resources. Look, one thing is very clear is that business, when you wants to start any business, then the primary phase is that we need to gather the resources first. So resources is not assembled as you always. Okay, so you have to assemble the resources as per the requirement of the business, and that requirement of the business can be easily analyzed, or you can say forecasted, if you have analyzed or examined the surrounding where your business is executed. So that's why this execution or studying of business environment is very much vital for understanding the resources which is required for any organization, and hence tapping those resources and assemble them, which is very much crucial for survival of any organization. So this is point number 3. Now we are going to discuss the point number 4, that is helpful in coping with the rapid changes. So any organization when starts their business, they are very much known to the fact that the environment where they now operate their business, that may not be same, or you can say that environment may not be consistent enough in the near future also. There must be some definite changes to come, and those changes may positively impact the organization, and sometimes may negatively impact the organization. So if you have the idea of those changes, or if you have the idea of how can you cope up with those changes, then you can make strategies and which is policies, which is very much useful for the survival of any organization. So carrying out the changes and developing strategies and policies is very important fundamentals for the survival of any business organization. So this is point number 4. And the last one is helpful in planning and policy making. So if you have the idea where your business is going to be set up, or the environment where you are wants to start your business, the challenges you may face, all these are very important aspects. When you have the idea of all this, then you are in a position, then you are in a level where you can make your own policies and strategies which is useful for the survival of an organization. Because the fact is that there is serious threats come from the competitors. So when you understand the environment, then that study of the environment is also highlighted the nature of your competitor, and as part of that idea, you may execute new policies, new strategies, which is very important for the survival of any organization. So this is point number 5. So these are the various importance of business environment. Now, out of this chapter, there is another important question that is always taken into account, is that what are the main dimensions of the components of business environment? Look, a business is basically run their operations by taking into account several dimensions, and those dimensions are directly or indirectly influence the operation of the organization. So one of those dimensions, that is a very important question out of this chapter. So I'm going to summarize some of those dimensions. Number 1 is economic environment. So whenever a business wants to start or execute policy, you need to understand the economic condition of the country, of the state, and of the city, or you can say that you need to understand the economic surrounding, which will keeps the businessman some various important inputs to frame up the policy for the organization. So the most important dimension for any organization is what known as what economic environment. Okay. So next point is social environment, the society, the value of the society, you can say the very base of the society is also very important consideration that will help the businessman to understand what type of strategy or what type of policy beneficial for the new company, or for any company. It may not be a new company, it may be a old company also. The valuation, the norms of the society is need to be taken into account. When you respect the society where you are wants to enter, then it is very easy for the businessman to make strategies to directly help the business to prolong their life. So this is point number B. Next is what? Technological environment. The technological development, technological surrounding, technological advancement, all are very critical for any organization's survival. because if you do not have the technological development that is happening around you, you cannot able to survive in this modern world, because modern world businesses are thoroughly influenced by the technological development. So technological development is considered need to be taken into account, and on the basis of the knowledge of those technological environment, businessmen can execute its own policy, can develop their own technology, which will help them to survive in this competitive environment. So this is point number C. And the next point is a political environment. Political environment means the political situation of the area or of the country is also significantly influenced the survival of any business unit. You need to respect the political happening that is going on, or rules and regulations which is framed by the government of that particular country. And as per the rules and regulation, as per the norms which is fixed by the government of that country, you need to execute your own policy, which is very, very critical for the survival of any business organization. Then comes the legal environment. You need to respect the legal framework, or you can say various legislations which are fixed to guide the operation of the business organizations. So, as a business unit, you must need to respect the various rules and regulations, the various legal norms which are framed, and as per those rules and regulations, you need to adapt your own policies. So you cannot go beyond the legal framework. If you want to be a successful businessman, or if you want to be a successful business organization, you need to stay yourself within the legal framework of the country, which is very, very important, or you can say the fundamentals of the success of any organization. So these are the five important, you can say, dimensions which are actually considered the pillars of success of any business organization. So these two questions is very, very significant out of this particular unit. Apart from that, there is another important question which is always highlighted, is that the new economic policy which is introduced in the year 1991. There is a revolution which has come in the year 1991, and in respect of economic development is concerned in India, and that revolution which has happened in the year 1991 actually opens the door for the India in the global market, and even the global market is also now recognize that there is an economy which is known as Indian economy, and that is really give boost the development of the economy of the country. So this is really you can say one of the one of the biggest achievement for the nations like India, that Indian economy is open for global market. So what are the various policies which are adopted under the new economic policy 1991 is going to be summarized in this discussion. Number one is liberalization. Liberalization means is the process of freeing the economy from the license system and other regulations. In the earlier days, what happened before 1991, there were various restrictions are there, various licensing systems are there, which is actually restrict the growth of the Indian economy. But in the year 1991, it is decided that those licensing systems are going to be relaxed, and various other regulations are also relaxed in the sense that people can able to start their own avenues, businesses more freely and more dynamically. So liberalization is considered to be one of the biggest step which is taken by the government of India in the year 1991 as part of the new economic policy. Number two is privatization. Privatization means private ownership are given the encouragement to start their own business along with the private public. The private ownerships are also before 1991, private ownerships are getting lots of setback in respect of starting their own avenues or you could say own business. But after 1991, the various steps are taken so that the private entrepreneurs, private businessmen can start their own projects, which is very critical for the survival of an economy. And you can say that that is the greatest step which is taken by the government on that year and at that time you can say. And because of this privatization concept, the economy of India is getting a momentum, and what we achieve now, or you can say what is the condition of the on the stage that we are able to achieve now is due to the decision which is taken by the government on that time, that privatization is going to be introduced. So that is the point number two, and the last one is globalization. Globalization means the economy of India is fit for the world. The world economy is also allowed to enter the Indian market, and Indian market is also entering the global market. So that's really boost the Indian economy. So you can say these three, LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization, is considered to be the greatest step taken by the government of India in the year 1991, sorry, as a part of Indian economic policy. So these are the few important questions that we discuss in this session for unit number 3 of business studies, which is second year. One is the important definition of business environment, importance of business environment, dimensions of business environment, and the last but not least, very important question is that various write a short note on the new economic policy, or you can say various components of this new economic policy 1991, or the question can be like this: what is LPG? So these are the various questions you need to go through if you want to score good marks from this unit and make yourself confident for the exam. So I hope this session is very much beneficial to all of you. If you like this session, please be with me in the coming days. We are going to upload unit number 4 of business studies second year, and hopefully this session is very much useful for all of you. Thank you for watching. Be with this channel and stay good and stay blessed. Thank you.